It's Monday the 18th of November. Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Hope you had a great weekend. The week ahead, and in fact the next 7 days at least, look very spring-like. And by that I mean a lot of westerly winds blowing through. Now it's not going to be stormy so much, but just unsettled, and if you live on the western and southern ends of the country or sides, you're likely to get a little bit more cloud and wind than those of you over in the east, where it's likely to be warmer and drier, especially around the North Island's eastern side, because we do have a little bit of wet weather coming into the South Island. Let's try and explain what is going on. Big high pressure parked out here over the Chatham Islands, low pressure to the north, being blocked from coming down to us because this high pressure has a ridge extending all the way out over the North Island, like an invisible brick wall. So that low gets close. That's why you can see the windy southeasterlies, and they're breaking off as a bit of an easterly flow around Coromandel, Auckland, and parts of Northland, and it splits and curves off as a nor'easter further down the country, where it joins with the cold front that is on its way due to the southerly. You can see here over Tasmania. So quite a busy map, but the high is pretty much in control. So we've got this cold front on the way. Here it is at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, coming into the southwestern corner of the South Island, and you can see the low up here to the north. A quick animation now to sort of show you what goes on as this front comes in tomorrow morning. It moves up the country with a few heavy falls as it does so. And as we go through Wednesday, you see what happens. It falls apart over the North Island, followed by that surge of colder, showery weather. And as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday, that's when the colder portion of this weather arrives around the lower part of the South Island, as those westerlies and northwesterlies carry on for much of the North Island. That was thanks to Predict Wind. You can see those rain and temperature and swell animations on our free app and website. Here's 1 p.m. Tuesday, so around lunchtime, that front moving up the west coast, going into Westland, and it'll go right up the western side as we go on towards nighttime. And in fact, late into Tuesday night, early hours of Wednesday morning, the front comes into the western North Island, but it falls apart because there's high pressure here over the top of Northland and Auckland. So it's not very strong, but it's enough to just weaken that front as it goes northwards. The low offshore for now doesn't appear to be much of an issue. Maybe a few clouds coming in just on that very northeastern corner. Otherwise, that cold front is the next main feature. So by Wednesday, by the way, that's pretty much the leftovers of it. You've got this front sort of clearing away with showers behind it for the western North Island. That's the main part out to the east of the Chatham Islands. So quickly moving along. So Wednesday's main theme is the windy westerlies return. They won't be major in most places, possibly severe gale though around Wellington. No big headaches there usually. And further to the south, westerlies coming through, and there is that colder portion coming through which arrives on Wednesday night, because by the time we get to Thursday lunchtime, that cold airflow now moving up into the North Island. There'll be a light dusting of snow on the mountains here and there, and a bit of a wintry day if you live in Southland and Otago. I really don't enjoy telling you that because I know how tired you are of this repetitive pattern. We'll explain in a moment why it's happening, because our last map today very clearly shows it. But you can see there's a cold, windy southerly coming through, and that southerly goes into the North Island too. So Thursday's got plenty of showers, but if you live in the eastern sides of the North Island, it will be driest. But the southerly coming in later onto Thursday afternoon and evening may produce a few showers further over into the east of Waited Upper and Hawke's Bay. Fingers crossed. I know it's getting dry there for you. But this map on Friday, and this map extends into next week. I've got to point out that this high pressure zone is going to be parked, by the looks of it, out here in the Tasman. We're on the edges of it, which makes it feel a lot like spring, which it is. So not too unusual, but you can see the windy southwest flow right across the country. Got a few light showers here and there brushing the coastlines. Otherwise, a large portion of the country is dry on Friday. Looks very similar on Saturday. And it looks similar on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday into next week as well. This is parked out here by the looks of it, and we're on the edges of it. So we're not having big stormy lows, but we are getting the windier edges of that high pressure zone. And that clips us with a few showers that you see there on Saturday and again here on Sunday. So this is a big high pressure belt to the south of Australia and out over the Tasman Sea. Look at these storms, 960 hectopascals, 970. There's possibly one next week that's 950. These big storms over the Southern Ocean, coupled with the highs around Australia and the Tasman Sea, produce these big windy westerlies. There's like a vacuum of air pressure down here, and it encourages these windy westerlies. That's why spring is often so windy. But this year, because these storms are bigger than usual, I think, it is encouraging more of this spring-like weather pattern to carry on. And if you think about summer, what that means for us, It might mean that we have more of a spring-like December with more westerlies, and that can start to really dry out eastern areas, especially into the North Island, which is north of the Roaring Forties. Most of it is north of about Whanganui northwards. That's where you get into the out of the Roaring Forties. So may not be much energy up here for now, and the tropics certainly not showing any signs of anything major happening up there. We will keep an eye on it though. The cyclone season's starting. Not sure if you're getting this in the very corner of the screen up there, but there's a possible tropical cyclone, but that is nothing to do with us for now. Or probably not at all, even in the long-range forecasts. But it is something to keep an eye on. We're into that cyclone season in the southern hemisphere. You never know when something could bubble up. But for now, our weather is dominated from out of the Southern Ocean area. That's all from me for today. Back again tomorrow, Tuesday. And a programming note, we're not here on Wednesday due to other commercial commitments, but we're around this week. It's not like there's a lot going on, but we do have that cold blip on Wednesday and Thursday. So our next update is tomorrow.